Hey y'all, this video is not about food, surprisingly. I know I look like, you know, just woke up. It's this early in the morning. Some of you know that during the weekdays, I take my kids to school down in Maple Heights, which is like a half hour away from here and a half hour back. So there's a lot of times I'm in my car just like thinking about stuff, and I just wanted to do this video before I forget stuff that I wanted to say. This video goes back to a video I made a few weeks ago about mental health, and it goes back to my son Tyler. A few days ago, we had a conversation and he had a breakdown. Since the beginning of the year, when I was in the hospital and I was away for a few months in the hospital with COVID, and since his dad passed, his behavior has just been on another level, meaning he was acting out more than what he normally would. His behavior had just been very irrational sometimes, and I was just at my wit's end. I was just about had it, with him and his acting out. And a few nights ago, he had a breakdown, and he finally told me what was bothering him. And what I learned from that was this generation of kids, they're very different from the generation that I came from. I'm almost 42 years old, and the way that I was raised is very different from the way kids now are raised. Many of you who know my parents, especially my mother, she was and still is a very strict parent. And I adopted a lot of her ways in the way I parent my kids and the way I talk to them. The way that she parented us was like, by the book, drill sergeant kind of way. And the way I was doing it was I was doing it the same way, the way I was raised. I was talking to my kids in a very stern manner, and I wasn't showing them any type of affection, because the way that we were raised, or the community in which I was raised, I grew up in Hawaii, part Asian, part Hawaiian. Those are very conservative cultures where we don't show affection. We don't openly show our affection. Right? We don't openly tell our mom or dad or our brothers or sisters that we love them. We never did that growing up. And I know when Tyler had this breakdown, he told me, "Mom, I wish you would tell me that you loved me. I wish you would hug me sometimes. I wish you would read me a story sometimes." And I never grew up that way, so I don't know how to do that sometimes. Or a lot of times I don't know how to do that. And I realized that maybe it's not my child. Maybe there's something not wrong with my child. Maybe the issue is with me, and I have to change. There's something in me that has to change. Maybe the reason why my child is acting up is because of me. And as parents, we're so busy with life, with you know, with kids, jobs, whatever we have going on in our life, that we don't take the time to really spend that quality time with our kids and to realize what they're going through. And I had to take a step back, and I had to learn that I cannot always be that strict parent. I cannot always be that helicopter mom that's hovering around them. I have to give them space to grow, but still guiding them in a way that they will grow up to be citizens who are upstanding. And just in those 2 days since I've talked to Tyler and had that conversation with Tyler, his attitude has changed. He now says, "Good morning, Mom," or "I love you, Mom." Or when I drop him off, he says, "Have a good day, Mom." And then when I pick him up from school, he asks me, "How was your day, Mom?" You know, that part was missing. That part was missing in our lives. That relationship that I have with Tyler, that was missing. And we have to learn from that. You know, that's why I do these videos a lot of times is I'm still learning. And I know there's a lot of parents out there who are still learning as well, even though I've been like a mom for over 21 years, but I'm still learning. And the way that I was raised, I cannot raise my kids the same way, because this generation of kids are different. They're facing things that when I was growing up, I never faced. You know, like pandemic, like cyberbullying. We never had that. We never had the peer pressure that the kids now have, you know. And the way I was raising Tyler, I have to raise him differently than the way I raise Lahela or Zayden. Even though they come from the same parents, same DNA, same upbringing, they're individuals that I have to learn to raise differently, because they learn different from each other. They don't learn the same way. And when we see our children acting up, we automatically think, oh, there's something wrong with his mental health or her mental health. But in actuality, it's us. We're the ones with the issues. We're the ones that needs to change. Even though sometimes it is mental health, but a lot of the times it's us that has to change. You know, parenting is always evolving. There isn't a parenting style that will fit a child for the rest of their life. Every few years they change, and we have to change as well. You know, the way Tyler was when he was 3 is not the same now that he's 11. So I had to change my parenting style. I had to take a step back and learn not to be so strict. You know, when we were growing up, we had that drill sergeant upbringing where everything had to be done a certain way by a certain time, or you know, we have to act a certain way, or we have to do things on, you know, by the book. And the way I raise my kids now, I can't do it the same way. Each generation is different. And I know there's a lot of people out there who are facing the same things I'm facing now. You know, this is a new phase for me, being that currently I am the only parent that my kids have, and I have to set that example for them, so that when they grow up, they're not going to make the same mistakes that I've made or they've made. And that's why I do these videos a lot of times. A lot of times people come up to me and they say, I've learned so much from you and your experiences. I've been through a whole lot of experiences, and it's a blessing for me that I can be that example, be the inspiration, be that, I don't know what you may call it, but just that example for people to follow, or maybe not follow, that reverse psychology thing. But I'm thankful for that platform that I have, that I can teach people, I guess, from my mistakes. So yeah, focus on your kids, focus on their behaviors, focus on the way they talk, those changes that you see, focus on that. And you realize that many times it's us as parents who have to change. And once we change, they'll change, because the way they act is a reflection of how we act. Learning starts at home. The way they act out in the world is the way they see us act at home. So be that example, be that parent that shows love, affection, all of things that we may have needed when we were growing up. Give that to our kids now. So yeah, I just want to leave y'all with that. Have a good day.